Hi guys, this is Just with a quick message before we get started. Right now, I'm offering a 2-question reading. All you have to do is click the link below. No hassle, no fuss. Click that link, make your quick payment, and immediately you'll be scheduled for your reading. And that's it. If you're interested, you know what to do. Click that link below. Yeah, and we'll set something up real soon. Otherwise, on with your reading. Take care, guys. Hi Capricorn, this is Just with your January 2018 reading. I hope you guys are having an enjoyable day so far. So Capricorn, we're looking into the first few months of 2018. A quick little summary of what's going on, what can be expected for some of you. And straight away, putting your spread down, I immediately got, it's far from over. It's far from over. So if you walked away from a job and, now or walked away from a certain project at work and now you're onto a new project, working with a new person, and you're taking on 2 separate entities, but you're working good together as a team. And you may feel like, damn it, I was in a bad place at that other job or in that other, working with these other people in that different department. It's not over. It's not over. It's going to be something that you still have to kind of go back and deal with as it relates to work for some of you. Others, it'll be in different areas. It looks like there's someone very significant. If you're looking for work, then you'll be interviewing with 2 people. I feel 2 at a time. You may not even be aware that you may feel like, okay, I have this job in the bag and everything is fine. And then it's like, well, no, we want you to come in and meet and just one more person. Well, no, actually, we need you to do more stuff. So just when you think all is great and fine, I'm getting that it's not over. It's not over. There's still more that you have to do. Still more work to be done. Now, I do see that for some of you, it will be a challenge for you to gain control, for you to relinquish control. So be careful with that. It does seem like some things will come back and bite you. Some people that may have felt like you've done them wrong in the past. It looks like some people, again, like I said, are coming back to settle the score. Be very mindful because you are walking around with one understanding, one energy, one, feeling one way. And there's a whole nother person or group of people that feel some complete different way to you. And they're not telling you. They're not telling you that things have changed. They're making you believe to some extent that it's all good. And next all hell is going to break loose. That's probably already happened for some of you. Others of you, it'll be happening very soon. I feel by the time we get on the other side of Capricorn, like everyone will be playing nice during Capricorn season or during your holiday season. But as soon as we get into Aquarius, man, you better watch yourself, because I do see, like I said, some people coming out of the ethers and saying nasty things or even doing something that could be quite vicious. So be careful. As far as right now, how money is looking for you guys, I feel you guys are really working hard, especially if you've recently gotten a promotion, started a new job, or have just taken on more responsibility at the workplace. I feel like there could have been some type of settlement. You won. You were tied up for a very, very long time. Things going through litigations or them putting things off and off and off. Could have went on for like 2 years for some of you, 2 months for others of you. But you got it. Now you got what you need. And now you don't feel so stuck anymore. Now you're moving forward. Hooray for Saturn. This is actually going to be possibly a lot of good energy coming for a lot of Capricorns, because it is your sign. So it's exalted in Capricorn. So it looks like some of you guys are going to be riding high. Again, you will have hidden enemies as well as, familiar enemies. So just be careful with that. Now, I feel like midway through, so we can go anywhere from mid of January to, the two months in, a month and a half from now, a lot of you guys are going to be looking at taking your life to the next level, perhaps even planning that or thinking about planning that with another person. I do see, again, moving in another direction or moving in a direction with someone after having taken it slow for a little while. You guys may have been gotten on the other side of some confrontation. If it is some issues and problems at the workplace, some of you could feel like, a month in, a month and a half in, or by the middle of January, you guys are feeling a lot less flustered. It's really quiet at the workplace. People are kind of working as usual. Things are pretty calm. But I just get this strong message of planning, making plans. Capricorn men being very progressive and very aggressive about things that they want to do. A Capricorn woman being more considerate, even more compassionate about things. And even some of you could be preparing your child to go off to college, to go off to leave the nest, move into their own place. So there is like a family unit coming together and helping, some type of family unit. So you could be the brother of your sister with a child. It could be, a friend or something like that. But there is this coming together, two people with possibly a teenager or a young adult, ushering them into some next stage. If that's not the case, it could be someone there to help, a man for a woman or a woman for a man. Someone could help you along with that. I do see some of you are excited because there will be some moving going on. It may be that you move, right? You're very excited right now that I'm moving, I'm out of here, and then you move. And then, by the time we get into Taurus season, it's like, I'm still looking for a job. So some of you, hopefully you found something before you get there. Because I do see like once you get there, it'll be a bit of a process. It won't be like you hit the ground and bam, you're just straight out the gate. It will be some slowdown, as far as you get in there. But then again, Saturn's in town. I do see, however, down the line, once we get possibly into Aries season, so, March, that sort of thing, there's going to be like a stand on top of a lot of things, looking at your money, being very practical, being Capricorn times a million, probably working really hard, really looking at, what your investments and where you are now, and having an option to, start something new, and just really take an inventory and stock of, where you want to go, what's your next step. I feel women are going to really empire during this Saturn transit, not entirely the Saturn transit, but for at least the first 3 months, the first quarter of 2018, looks like women are going to do really well financially. Opportunities will be coming left and right for you guys, or very substantial opportunities, even ones that has kind of trickled along throughout the time. You may feel like by the time we get into 2.5 months from now, you may feel like, now I'm exactly where I need to be. And that is a combination of things: investing, saving, working really hard, probably getting overtime, just really keeping your head down and working as much as possible is paying off. And a lot of Capricorn women are really going to be sitting pretty. And I feel like there's going to be someone who, it could be the tax man coming for you. Let's face it, you make more, there's more you have to pay out, right? You may be in a different tax bracket, so there will be, some expecting something from you. One that you may be at a loss of, how do I go from here? What do I do? But it looks like after a time of kind of consulting, you'll be fine. So obviously reach out to people that you need to reach out to. And I feel like some of you may be feeling a little stifled by someone, perhaps at work, someone that doesn't necessarily want you to grow. I get a lot of envy and jealousy in the workplace. Guys, be careful. You want to talk about, I don't know if to call this, it's not over. I keep forgetting what I wanted to call this. It's far from over, or a wolf in sheep's clothing, because it really is like, it's so hidden that you've got to be aware of your surroundings, because people literally are going to come out almost like out of the blue. And I don't even have tarot card here, but it gives me that energy of like, you're focusing on your life and evolving and doing well, and then like you have these people that are just seething because of it. So again, be careful. Some people might start to get jealous of just where you're going in life and how you're getting there, and they may be giving you ultimatums where you're going to be confused at first, but never you mind. You still have Pluto transiting you, so you have no problem starting new without them. Little do they know, just when they think, oh, we're not talking right now, we're taking a break, you'll be like, right, you're breaking, I'm over, I'm done. You're taking a break, but I'm done. And that could be anything. Somebody at your work, your boss, or somebody that again has some form of influence, but they've taken it to an abusive level, and now you're like, okay, I'm gonna detach from this. Now, as it relates to money with Capricorn men, I feel like you guys are putting in that work to establish. Capricorn women, you may have been putting in work, and now it is your time to start to reap what you've been sowing. Okay, so it's a lot of work as usual. You guys have just about the highest, wand cards. There's a lot of things happening, a lot of movement, a lot of keeping your balls in the air and making new plans and being very aggressive about things, being very clear. The only time you guys seem to get a little unclear is when people are trying to stop your flow. That's when it becomes a little unclear. And even Capricorn women, you could be doing that to a man, like maybe giving him an ultimatum, like, listen, how long do you think I'm going to be single? Like, what's going on here? I would say giving anyone ultimatums isn't going to, show a desired result. You just have to realize, hey, this may not be the right person for me, and therefore I'm going to, go out on my own. Clearly, it's a decision you have to make yourself, but ultimatums isn't going to work. Now, as it relates to love. So I feel like some of you may have kind of disconnected from that whole idea of love, right? Not idea of love, but a commitment. You kind of walked away from a relationship you've been in for quite some time, took a break, may not have completely disconnected. Again, a child could have been leaving the home, that sort of thing. So now it's just you and your wife in the house, or you and your husband. And I feel that, some of you may be still a slave to some extent to the children, to something that someone in your life that's close to you have done, and now you're having to deal with it. You know what I mean? It's like you've done something wrong to someone, and okay, as an example, a couple were doing something for you, right? They did something for you, and at first everything was fine, and they gave you just what you needed. Some of you could have been lent money, and then it's like, okay, now you can't pay the money. Well, now you're indebted to these people, and now they want their money, like, for real. And you're like, okay, you could have created all kind of smoke screen and mirrors because you don't want to deal with it, and now you're in a court case. Because I do see court cases for some of you. I do see karma coming, and you guys having to deal with karma fast. Like, this sounding is not even playing with some of you guys out there. So some of you are going to have to deal with whatever karma you put out there. Is coming to you really quick, and it's going to be in a form of money for some of you. Some of you owe money. Okay. I know I said I wanted to get into love, but I've seen this very strongly, and I want to mention this for some people. And whoever you're owing or battling, listen, you may think it's going to be all fun and roses and games and playing and everything is going to go your way, but these people will fight you to the death, and they will leave you with just a couple of pennies in your pocket. So be careful, guys. Okay. And it only will be because that situation has happened because you created it. Really, for some of you, you kind of know what I'm talking about. It will be someone dragging you into court, only fighting you for what is theirs. No one's trying to get over on you. I feel for those of you, if someone's trying to get over on you, you will be victorious. But for those of you who know that you've done something wrong, you will have to pay the piper. Is what it looks like. And you may have to put it, either your checks are going to get garnished, or there's going to be like an installment plan where you have to pay back. And you may be looking, down the line like, damn, I still have this amount of money I have to pay these people back. But I do see like owing and having to pay that off, like retribution, really having to right your wrongs before good things will come. Okay. And that's not to scare anybody or anything like that. That is just part of Saturn as well. You know that. So now love. Now getting back to this love situation. Some of you may feel like, okay, you talk with your mate constantly. I'm talking about couples right here. There may be a sense of a dependency, a codependency that isn't the healthiest, and that you two still haven't kind of gotten on the other side of. You may be anticipating or have spoken about some form of divorce or separation. And with that, I feel it's almost like in your mind, you feel like, okay, I don't really want this anymore. I don't think this is the best way. And automatically you may have decided to start entertaining other people or socializing or dating as if you're single. Your mate may have knew that, okay, the end of us is near, but then they became hopeful and they thought everything was going to work out. And now they're very pissed, and they are very vindictive at this time. Very vindictive. And I feel like down the line, there's going to be, you may see that you guys may come back together, especially if you have a child. There'll be a communicating, trying to talk, trying to reason with someone about the child. But I don't feel like someone's going to have anything to do with you. I feel like it's going to be an uphill battle to kind of substantiate the family unit again, especially after that fallout. I feel it'll be difficult. Like, you can see your child, but you won't be able to speak to the mother. You may not even want to deal with the father, deal with the man. Just, drop off the child and don't even talk to me. And I feel that there will be talks about child support, that sort of thing, what we have, assets, and how we're going to divvy this type of stuff up. Some of you may be adamant about, I'm not giving this up, and will fight tooth and nail for that. Others of you, particularly that'll be Capricorn men. For Capricorn women, I do see you guys being a little bit more self-fulfilled, and feeling like, you may come out on the other side, feeling like, okay, I got everything I wanted out of this, and meaning your assets, the child support, alimony, whatever it is that you're supposed to be getting. You may feel like you have a really good lawyer who's going to really fight for what you need. And some of you are even anticipating this newfound freedom of life, and you may take a vacation as soon as it's all said and done. Others of you that's not going through a divorce, I feel like there may be it could be some court issues. It could be having settled some things between you and your mate, and you guys are kind of getting on the other side of it, but it didn't come without harsh words and some fallout and people really expressing how they feel. I feel like you will start making plans toward this lady in your life. I know it's very man focused, but ladies, when you hear me speak a lot about men, that simply means it is a man heavy focused reading. It's a lot of cards about men. However, just put yourself and say, okay, this is how my mate feels. It's even if you're a Capricorn lady, this is how your mate feels. So he could be making some plans for you guys to go on a trip. You have no idea about this. He's just thinking. He's just starting the beginnings of planning it. And I feel like it's going to be across water someplace. And even some of you may even start to feel like it's like he wants to reestablish a friendship with you again, kind of go back to the beginnings of things and kind of start over step by step. I do sense that there's going to be a taking stock. Like, am I spending enough time with my mate? Am I working too hard? Am I putting too much? So there is a trying to figure out how can you bring a balance in your relationship. You may feel like you and your partner is a bit disconnected and unable to communicate. How do we get back to the place that we need to be? Ultimately, someone may feel like they just need a new start, a new fresh start as a couple, a trip. A lot of times when people work all the time and everyone just kind of keeps their heads down and go through their day the same way, and they don't just literally escape, it can become very monotonous and very boring and mundane. That's why you vacation and you do different things just to kind of keep the spark going. So if some of you can relate to that, please make sure that you go out and do something different with you and your mate. So I do see trips a lot. I see trips being the remedy to saving relationships, remedies to communicating again, remedies to, establishing your family life and your friendships, or more family life, especially if some of you are feeling very defensive or feeling worn out by working so much. Vacation is your message. Now, I don't see... I said that pretty much already. I'm trying to see what else there is for you guys. And for those of you that are single, I've already put up a reading for singles. So if you are single, or if you just become single, go back and look at that reading, and that'll give you a little bit of perspective for those of you that's single. So that's what I have for you guys for your January 2018, like a peek into 2018. I don't know. I think that's what I'll be calling it, even though I said January. It is more of a peek into the first few months of 2018. So hopefully this makes sense. If you guys would like to let us know how this relates to you, please do so in the comment section below. We'd love to hear from you. If you would like a reading with me, I can be reached in the beginning and into this video, as well as the description box below. And if you are new to this channel, welcome, and subscribe, because I will be back very soon with another one. Take care, Capricorn.